Oh, there's a hill, it's gonna fall. I nearly hit that Audi. So I made it. Thank God for that. Okay, that failed. Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. As you can tell, this is in a different location, environment, as you would usually see in my other videos that I've done in my bedroom. Today I'm actually in, drum roll, my car. Yes, your girl's got a car, and honestly I am the happiest girl alive. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want, and I can just get up and go, and it's honestly the best feeling in the world. And I know I move my hands a lot, but yeah. So today's video, if you've seen in the previous clips, I tried to take you on a drive with me to McDonald's because I'm having my tea at McDonald's. So this is kind of turned into a mukbang. I've kind of already eaten some of my chips on the way around. Excuse. Oh. This video is gonna kind of be a bit of a life update. Yeah, like a life update, kind of like maybe some driving tips as well, even though I'm like probably the world's worst driver. I just kind of want to share my experience as a new driver and how it is from being a learner driver on the road to actually being a full road license holder. What did I just say? A full license holder. So yeah, life update, got a McDonald's. And quick story before I actually start my life update. I went through the drive-thru and the guy was actually so nice. He was really funny as well. So I was kind of just laughing on the intercom, and he was just hilarious. Like, he was so funny. He was doing like weird voices when he was like repeating my order and stuff, and it was, I don't know. He was like, "Can I take your order, ma'am? How are you this fine day of morning?" I was like, eh? And I like didn't really understand, but there we go. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Can I have a mayo chicken legend medium meal, please?" He was like, "Oh, good choice." He was like, "Ma'am, may I ask, are you a student?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm just letting you know that students get free McFlurries, so you can choose whatever McFlurry of your choice." And I was like, "Don't have my student card." Oh, a leaf nearly just flew into my car. So yeah, I was like, "Oh, but I don't have my student card." And he was like, "No worries, ma'am, I got your back." And he literally said it in that accent. So if you think I'm over exaggerating my accent, I'm not. But here's my favourite McFlurry. I got a smarter one, and it's honestly the best thing ever. I'm really happy. I passed my driving test on the 8th of August, which is like, it's been like 3 weeks now, I think. Yeah, like 3 weeks since I passed my test. And that weekend I ended up getting a car. So I was very fortunate to be able to afford to get a car. So I got a car. I have a Citroen DS3, which I actually love. Like, I never thought I could find love like this until I met my car. She's honestly like the best thing to happen to me ever. So I'm just gonna eat this. So I passed my test 8th of August. I passed it on my 4th time. Yes, 4th time. I just want to say, like, the amount of times you passed your test doesn't like estimate how you are as a driver. Is estimate the right word? I don't know. It doesn't, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but yeah, it doesn't mean that you're a bad driver if you pass it like not on your first time. I feel like everyone thinks, oh, you're a really good driver if you pass it on your first time, but actually I think the best drivers are the ones that don't pass it the first time and then go back again and get it spot on. Because now I know that I passed on my 4th time and I went wrong on little bits on my other tests, I just know that that's perfected me as a driver and how I am as a driver, if that makes sense. I'm very much more aware than I was when I did my first test. First time I passed my test, I failed on my mirrors. I don't check my mirrors as much as they exaggerate you to. And when I say exaggerate, to actually pass your test on your mirrors, you literally have to over exaggerate. Like, I'm talking full on giraffe neck. Like, I had to do this. No exaggeration. If you want to pass your test on your mirrors, you have to over exaggerate it. So yeah, that's why I didn't pass on my first test. My second test was kind of very nerve-wracking, and I really didn't want to go ahead and do my second test. So because I had my first test in my head, that the only thing I had in my head was I need to check my mirrors, I need to check my mirrors. And instead of instead of checking my mirrors enough, I wasn't looking at what was in front of me, the road in front of me, and I was kind of just concentrating on my mirrors, because I thought, well, I passed on everything else, so everything else, like all my other driving must be like good, because I didn't fail on that. I failed on my mirrors. So on my second test, I was very like nervous that I was going to fail on the same thing, so I was like over exaggerating my mirrors, and it ended up that I'd hit a curb, and that was just an instant fail for me, and it was very upsetting, because when I hit it, I immediately just started crying, and I just wanted to get out of the car. I was heading back to the test centre, and I already thought in my head, I failed before I'd even hit the curb. And because I kind of had that negative energy with me, it kind of just made the whole test negative, and I just didn't want to carry on with it, to be fair. It was the worst test that I'd done in my life. Like, out of my first, second and third, the second was the absolute worst. Obviously the fourth was good because I passed, so that's all good. So then on to my third test. So on my third test, I realistically should have passed, and this is where it goes on to another story. So realistically, on my third test, I should have passed. Like, that's not saying, oh, well, they failed me for a reason. They literally failed me on purpose because they'd had too many passes that week. I'm guaranteed that is the only reason, because my score sheet was absolutely perfect. And so where my test centre is, it's on a main road, and I had my test at about, I think it was like 8 or 2 in the morning, like some ridiculous time like that. And at that time, people are going to work, and it was like it was a Thursday. So at that time, people were going to work, so that whole road was so busy. So where I was meant to pull out onto a main road, so I was parked up on the main road and obviously pulling out. My invigilator said that I didn't look to pull out, which you can possibly, like, you can't even do. You cannot pull out without looking, because like it's impossible. Like, you immediately crash. Like, why would I not look and get an instant fail there? So other than that, my score sheet was absolutely perfect, and I just think he failed me on purpose. So I actually went to like the exam board and got it, like, I said, I was like, he's failed me on purpose. I wasn't being bitter about it, because even if if he gave me a valid reason to why I hadn't have failed, I wouldn't have got like that. And like all the other tests, I wasn't bitter, like I knew it was my fault. But that time I was like, no, I'm adamant that I haven't done this wrong, and they've just failed me on purpose. So I just got it right. I went, and there was like, the only thing we can do is give you your test for free. Give me my next test for free. So I was like, fine, I want to do that. And I just kept saying like, oh, when is the next test going to be though? I don't want it to be ages away. And they was like, it's just however long, like, you have to go online, but it'll be free. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I checked in for my next test test, and it wasn't until obviously August where I did my test. I kept looking for cancellations and none came up. I was literally on that website like 3 times a day looking for cancellations and not one came up until August. So I've had a pretty big gap. So I think my third driving test was in June, and yeah, it was in June, and then this one was in August. So I had a really big gap from not driving and then going ahead and doing straight my test. But that gap that didn't like not stop me anyway. They're kind of like why. They're like my examples of why I didn't fail my test. I mean, why I did fail my test. But fun fact that the woman who I actually had for my first test, she took me for my last. So when I was crying in the car because I'd passed my test, I was like, it just means so much fear. Like, I told her, I was like, I actually had you on my very first test, and she was like, well, you've had me on your first test and now you've had me on your last test. And I was just like, yes. So now I just want to get into some like how I've been coping since being a full driver. Driving for me has been so much fun, and I think everyone thinks that like when you first start driving you're gonna go on all these like amazing like road trips. Like I remember my mum's telling me that when she passed her driving test, the first place she went was Blackpool. Like she literally got up and went to Blackpool straight away. And to me, I'm like, how are you driving that far? Like, so I'm originally from Huddersfield and I live in Leeds at the moment, like with work and everything. So I drive back to Huddersfield probably every week because of like my boyfriend lives there and obviously my family live there, just to see them. And even driving from Leeds to Huddersfield, I get really scared. So how is driving to Blackpool when you first go any better? I want to get out and do more driving because it is really fun. The first time I drove on my own was to work the next morning after I picked up my car, because obviously the whole day I'd had my car, I had someone in with me, but when I had to drive to work on my own, it was like the scariest thing ever, honestly. Getting in the car the next morning before work and literally giving myself a pep talk like, you can do this, go on, you can do this. And now look at me, I'm driving like everywhere. My plan was the day that I actually passed, I was gonna vlog it and like I was gonna get all my family's reactions on camera to me passing. I just went downhill because I was too excited, like that's the only reason. Other than that, I would have. When I went to go pick up my car, I did do a bit of vlogging, so I might upload it somewhere and you can see me actually picking up my car and driving it away for the first time. As you guys can tell, I have been so slack like this last month. Like the last time I uploaded was a month ago, and I'm actually really upset that's the last time I posted, because when I first started like YouTube, I was like determined that I was going to post a video every week. I mean, I just need to sort myself out 100%, because when I actually start to film videos like I'm doing now, I actually really enjoy it and I really want to start doing it more. And as I think I said on like some of my previous videos, there's a guy just stood talking to a tree. As I said on like some of my previous videos, I really want to start doing more like challenges, like 24-hour challenges, because those are the videos I enjoy watching. So doing them would actually be, yeah. So hopefully after this video, the next video you might see might be a challenge. And I do want to start posting, even if it is 1 time a week, and then slowly getting it to 2 times a week. At least I'm getting it done. This last month has just been crazy busy and I just can't even describe it. I think I said in my previous video that you might see a different background because I moved and I'd go into like another video. So I'll just give you a quick update there with that video, with why I said I've moved and not. So I have moved. Me and Chelsea have actually moved out, and my friend Ben is now living on his own. We used to live as a 3, so now me and Chelsea live as 2 and he lives as a 1. It wasn't that me and Charles kicked him out, or vice versa. It's literally like we have our own lives and we want to kind of, Ben's kind of ready to live on his own, whereas me and Chelsea were kind of ready to just still live with somebody there, which is fine enough. Like, so you don't always like live with your friends forever. There'll be a day where me and Chelsea are living together, which will be so weird because I've lived with her for like the last 4 years, whereas Ben, I'd lived with him for the last 3 years technically, because we didn't live in the same flat in first year, but me and Chelsea did. So that's the update. Me and Chelsea live in an apartment rather than the house. We've moved out of the house completely. Ben's not living in that house, he lives in his own separate apartment. And yeah, we just moved, our tenancy was up and we were just ready for a new start. And as we've done with all our other years, we've got a new house or apartment. This is so different living back in an apartment, because in our first year we obviously lived in halls, and when I was moving into the apartment I kind of thought it was going to be like that and it'd be really noisy, but where we're living it is really secluded. And yeah, literally that is the only reason we moved. Our tenancy was up and we just decided to move houses. So that's that. I don't know why I said in the last video that I'd give you like a massive video. It is literally like we've just moved houses, but hopefully in some videos you'll be able to see more of the house, and I might eventually do an apartment tour. Funny fact is I actually filmed a video the week before. So I filmed the video the week before and I was meant to upload it last Sunday, but I was so unhappy with that video, like, and basically that's why you haven't got a video for ages. Like, because I have been filming them, I get really upset with myself and I think that they're not good enough, which with this video I'm hoping that I actually upload it and it's not just here on my camera forever. But yeah, that is literally the only reason why I have been filming videos. I've just not been happy with them. I think I've got some chips left. So yeah, but other than that, like, there's nothing else going on with my life really. Oh, apart from I've booked another holiday. Yes. I've been on like technically 2 holidays this year, so this one will be my 3rd holiday, and this time it's so different because I'm getting to go with Nathan, but I'm also getting to go with Chelsea and then Nathan's friend Lavelle, and we're going as a 4 and we're going to Florida, and I'm so excited. Honestly, like, America, Florida has been one of my top like 10 dream places to go. Like, I don't know, like, New York is definitely top there. I haven't been there yet, but it's gonna happen soon, guarantee. Either at the end of this year or next year, it has to happen, like, hands down. But Florida is always one place I've wanted to go. I've always wanted to go to like all the parks, which I'm getting to go to, and the best thing is I get to spend it with my boyfriend and my best friend, and obviously my boyfriend's best friend. But it's so mad because I know that people like my age don't always get this opportunity, and I've been so fortunate to be able to afford to go here at my age. And I think I said this about my last proper holiday. So in February I actually went to Cancun in Mexico with Nathan, and I said like it was like I was so fortunate to go there. Again, that was on my top like 10 list of dream places to go. I don't know, I'd always like liked the idea of going to Mexico, and it was just how you probably see it. It is gorgeous, the water is absolutely beautiful. I actually on that holiday experienced sun poisoning though, and I think I will actually explain this in a different video. This is that whole story. I think I'm going to do a story time on it. So that whole story is just for another video. There is not enough battery in my camera to even explain that video, and this video will be too long already. So the sun poisoning video I will explain in another video. So I think that's my last update. I'm going to America and I'm going for Halloween. Like, how crazy. So guys, there's nothing else that I really need to update you on now. As I'm gonna say again, I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get this video done and get it out there, and even if I hate it, just go ahead and do it, because I think I just need to give that myself the motivation. I love watching YouTube, and yeah, so we're gonna conclude this video here, I think. And yeah, thank you so much if you have all watched this video. I'm gonna head home now. But as I said, if this is the last time I'm going to talk, then thank you all so much for watching this video, and don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, then please make sure you subscribe down below. You might not think it means a lot, but it definitely, like, to me it definitely does. And my car's not even switched on. Hey, goodbye.